Hello everyone! I decided to drop a video to wrap up our last module on diversity and to introduce you to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, which is justice. So for the past 2 weeks, we've considered the word diversity. We thought about, what does this word mean? What are the connotations that this word brings? For some of us, it was a more positive connotation, meaning growth and a lot of different types of people being together. For others, it represented friction as well, a little bit more of a negative connotation. So as we talked about diversity and its definition, we also problematized, how do we use this word diversity? And how can we consider it beyond just race? But diversity also manifests itself in socioeconomic levels, in cultural practices, and in heritage. So as we examined the presence or lack of diversity in our home neighborhoods where we grew up, we also began to consider how we were taught to respond to diversity. So this becomes a central question of this module of diversity. How do we respond to it? What were we taught and what are we doing now? And as educators, how do we respond to diversity at our school, or perhaps a perceived lack of diversity? And as Amy and I finished our discussion in the meeting on Wednesday morning, we questioned, how might we create authentic experience for our students to experience diversity? The surrounding neighborhood around our school isn't homogenous. And so what meaningful exposure do our students have to people who are different from them? It's with these questions in mind that we want to move forward into the next module, justice. So as we move forward, the next few weeks, these activities will ask you to be really thoughtful and reflecting on your personal attitudes and ideas. For this module, I'm going to organize the activities a little bit differently. Our next in-person meeting will be this Wednesday, January 30th. And during the meeting, we're going to discuss definitions of different terms. And we're also going to discuss what those terms look like in our own lives. So before this meeting, I'm going to assign each of you a different word to define for the group. And I'm asking you to post this on the Google site, or you can post it in the WhatsApp group, and so that we have something to start our discussion with. The terms will be justice, bias, stereotype, prejudice, and discrimination. So post these before Wednesday morning so that we can use them as a starting point. I'll ask each specific person to offer a definition for a different word, so you only have to do one word. During our meeting on Wednesday, I'm going to give you a questionnaire that will be, it's kind of like homework for the following meeting. The following meeting will be Monday, February 4th. And this is an after-school meeting to accommodate people who couldn't come before school. So these questionnaires will actually, it will ask you to get really reflective, and they're going to ask you to really think about what ideas you have and what mindsets you have regarding some of the isms and some of the things that we'll be talking about in that first meeting. So before I get ahead of myself, I'll stop there. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you want to talk to me one-off about any of the activities, I'm hoping that the way that we structure this module will be a little bit easier to participate with. Thanks.